Right now I'm in Austin, Texas, about the halfway point for this Jeff Goldblum and the Mildred Snitzer Orchestra tour. So here's everything we've done so far. To start with, we flew from LAX to Phoenix, and then we did 4 shows at the Musical Instrument Museum. When we flew in that first night, we got some food and everything, and then the next day was the first show. There were 2 shows each night. And these were especially cool because it's a little bit more of an intimate setting, and the Musical Instrument Museum itself is fantastic, along with the performance space. If you haven't been there, it's a really cool thing to check out in Phoenix, and we actually got to do a very brief tour of the museum on the second day. They had Buddy Rich's drums, they had a vintage Gretsch kit, they had Ella Fitzgerald dress, Thelonious Monk's piano, exhibits for all of that stuff, and that was probably about 0.5% of the whole museum.
Hi! Am I gonna be on your influencer page?
After the last show, we all went and got some food and then took a Waymo back to the hotel. For me, that was my first time experiencing a Waymo. Definitely a cool experience in a self-driving robo-taxi. But then the next day was a day off in Phoenix, so Jeff was kind enough to take us out to see the movie Weapons and then take us out to dinner. The next stop was Tallahassee, and this one was particularly great because it was a sold-out audience and they absolutely loved it. Tallahassee is probably the city we had the least amount of time in because then we headed to Nashville the next morning. Then we headed to the Ryman, which is a very legendary auditorium. In fact, it's so legendary that it's kind of partially a museum, and the Grand Ole Opry used to happen there and much more. So I had family from Nashville come out to that show, got to hang out with them a little bit, and this was another awesome audience with that room sounding incredible. I also had a Blue Sparkle Gretsch USA Custom, which is my favorite, so I felt right at home playing at this show. But next up, we took a flight to Austin, Texas, and got in a little earlier, so we had some time to get some amazing barbecue, and then see the re-release of Jaws that night. Then the next day was the show, and we had a couple of special guests on this one, and Joel Fromm was one of those special guests, which was awesome. As you can see here as well, the audience was incredibly excited about the show as a whole. I believe this kit was a Broadcaster and it was a wrap that I hadn't seen before, but overall they sounded great. So far this tour has been awesome with a lot of great music, but I'm excited for our next few stops and then finishing out in LA at the YouTube Theater. Either way, look out for part 2 of this coming after the rest of these tour dates.